Hi everyone, I made this porch swing and I thought I'd share how I made it and if you want to try making your own. The inspiration for this came from these chairs which we have in the back that are so comfortable, so I wanted to sort of mimic the angles that were used for that and make it equally comfortable. I also looked online at a bunch of free plans and used that to help me. What I bought was four 2x4s, 8 feet long, and 22 1x2s, 8 feet long, as well as obviously the chains and hardware screws and so on that you need. I cut up the 2x4s. The overall project length is 60 inches. 2x4s are cut to 57 inches. That leaves you, you need three 2-foot lengths, six 2-foot lengths to make the side pieces as well as the centerpiece that are going to support the 1x2s. Basically, the shape that you see here came from using a paint can for those rounded edges. I just looked for a paint can about the right dimension. The top vertical pieces, they just go straight down at that point, while the bottom pieces have a slightly more complex shape to them. And so basically, what I did with the bottom piece is I from the rounded edge went straight, and over the course of the next number of inches went down just 1 inch, and then I went straight for 2 inches, and then the final 2 inches. So there's the rounded bit. That whole slope just goes down 1 inch, goes level for 2 inches, and then that final 2 inches goes up that inch piece again. And then the mortising piece, basically, I just took a circular saw, cut very carefully down to a depth of 3/4 of an inch, and used my miter saw to take out the rest. You can sort of see where the miter saw went there. And then you need the hand saw for the final piece. You could do the whole thing with just a hand saw. It would just take a fair bit of time. But once done, they fit in. You can see I just needed to notch the edge off the one so it didn't hang past. But yeah, once that's together, it makes for a very, very strong connection. And so this frame is very solid. I used 3.5-inch screws to hold all these pieces together. Then I took the center pieces I just had to cut out for the 2x4s in the 3 cutouts, just using my saber saw. The 1x2s are cut to a length of 60 inches and used and rounded all the edges. And you have a bunch of leftover 2-foot sections then of the 1x2, and I use those to build a support for the handle. I cut into the 2x4 just a little bit to hold the vertical sections really firm, and then took the 1x2 all the way back to the armrest. Really nice and solid that way. Yeah, screwed all of that together using somewhat shorter screws, and you'll see that it's at a bit of an angle, and the point of the angle is that when it's mounted, it's going to lean back like this, so the handle will be level. Sitting on the ground like this, it looks a little odd that it's at that angle, but once it's mounted, it'll look normal. You can see I've stained the frame here. I just used a cedar stain, and I'm putting the eyelets for the chain through the side 2x4 right into the cross member. The armrests, I just sort of rounded the ends, and I mounted the frame onto the hooks and drilled those holes so that they work. That wasn't guesswork. These 1x2s, I took one 1x2, measured very carefully where I wanted those holes to be, and then used that as the master, and just used a punch so that all the holes are pre-drilled and they're all in the exact same place, so that once they're installed, all the holes will line up perfectly. Used Varathane for the first time. This makes for I used a clear coat semi-gloss, and it makes for a much smoother finish. I really liked it, but it's kind of a funny thing to work with. It's really thin. It drips a lot. I would use a paper towel. If I were to do it again, I'd have a paper towel always handy to catch up some of the drips. You do have to keep coming back, finding where it's dripping down and cleaning up those little bits. But all that milky stuff does tend to clear up eventually as it dries up. I mounted the frame before putting the slats on so that I get this chain through the hole. You don't have to do the chain through the hole. It was just something that I thought looked good, so I mounted that. The chain, is mounted to these hooks. One thing I'd say about that is be careful where you mount that. I had to take down this soffit. It took a whole day. I had to take all that soffit down that you're looking at, build a frame for those hooks, so that this is mounted very, very solidly there. Mounting the slats, I cut some spacers the exact width that I needed, which was in my case 9/16 of an inch, and then pushed them all into place so that you get nice, smooth, straight slats. Screwed all of them into place, and there you go. There's the finished product. Have fun.